Hi, Gunners. Well, I had some good news this morning, and now I found out some not so good news. I guess that's the way with the Second Amendment sometimes. The Senate has passed their Gun Safety Control Act. It is going to the House. So that's maybe not good news because apparently you could, if you read the fine print, you could potentially be a felon for selling guns if you're not an FFL. Um, but apparently Joe Biden is very disappointed. The Supreme Court. So yay, Biden's. So I'm gonna attach some links, but unfortunately the Senate uh, gun control, gun safety framework that they wanted to use, apparently that passed. Thankfully, my senator, surprisingly, actually, Marco Rubio, from Florida, did not sign up. I don't know if that's because I raised tax or anything, but surprisingly, Joni Ernst, who's a veteran, which is very surprising, signed on to it. Not so surprising, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, they all supported it. I'm going to link in the description. So, if you can't tell your representatives that you don't support this legislation, it's going to the House now. So it's passed the amount of filibuster. So unfortunately, that's going to the House. But good news is the Supreme Court struck down the New York Rifle Association jurisprudence, so they protected the Second Amendment as they should, and maybe this legislation is going to go forward. Maybe we have to go all the way to the Supreme Court again, but people have asked me, what is the best, how do I protect the Second Amendment? How do I fight it? The best way is through non-compliance. Okay, civil disobedience, non-compliance. If we see a law that's unconstitutional, we shouldn't have to abide by it. And the Supreme Court just showed us a great example of that today. Not as citizens of New York, they don't have to have just cause or prove that they need a carry permit. That was found to be unconstitutional. And I like what Clarence Thomas said. I'm gonna quote from him here, and this may have been his most important opinion ever. He says, in this case, petitioners and respondents agree that ordinary law-abiding citizens have a similar right to carry handguns publicly for their self-defense. We too agree and now hold consistent with Heller and McDonald that the Second and Fourth Amendments protects an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside of the home. Justice Clarence Thomas. And they say, because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense, we conclude that the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. So that is a great ruling. So just wanted to put his words in there. So they found that to be unconstitutional, and so that just proves if we find laws that are unconstitutional, we don't have to abide by them. And I think that's the lesson we're hearing today. And if there was one gun control law, there was one that could have prevented a mass shooting, that would have done that. It's, yeah, great, but there's not one that would have done that. So I would be like, yeah, great, yeah, but their opinion is like save the kids, unfortunately. And then some people, there's just so much misinformation out there. Like people said, oh, the shooter, the Edendale shooter, he bought AR-15 online. You can't buy one online. You have to maybe order something, but you have to pick it up from an FFL, go through background checks. So you do have to do background check. Their gun show loophole that the Senate says they want to address in their legislation. You have to do a background check, even at gun shows, unless you're private selling. If your state has private sales, again, but even in some states you have to do a background check for private sales, so it's not always cut and dry. So they're trying to legislate morality. You can't legislate morality. These people are gonna find some way of hurting others. And actually, I was reading a statistic the other day, and I'll post a story down below too, that they say that the amount of shootings in New York have gone down, but the amount of violent crime has gone up. Rapes have gone up. Well, that's because people don't have a right to defend themselves. But so your shootings may go down, but that doesn't stop violent crime. So that's and then they're interesting little factoid there. But so if anything, keep fighting, keep up the good fight, contact your representatives, and keep hope alive, and keep shooting. Talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go plant some freedom seeds today, so you want to tune into that. And I'm at the range getting ready to go in. Thanks everyone. Talk to you soon.